All right, Shalom. All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakak, Wadash, and peace and blessings to the 144,000 and the rest of your elect. Hey, Shabbat Shalom. Um, this lesson is going into times to come. You know, they built that a super prison out in El Salvador. I believe it was completed in 2023, and it can hold 40,000 people. And I imagine this is a model, of what's to come. And based on the success of this, they're going to build more of them, maybe. But just speaking as a man, you know, you have different things that are models, you know, model systems like around the world. You have the social credit system. That thing is from China. They're doing that in China, but it's a model of the system that Esau Edom wants to build. He wants to implement. You know, this is Revelation chapter 12 and verse 12. Therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time. So rejoice, hey, for the hopeful elect. This is even though these are terrifying, turbulent times that we're entering into, the times of Jacob's trouble, but rejoice because the days are being shortened, and we're getting closer and closer to the kingdom. When these things happen and you look at them, it's closer and closer. So, you're not all out, partying and rejoicing like these other Israelite groups, thinking that this is just a party right now, but you're rejoicing like it's not that much longer that you're gonna have to suffer through it. But being that it's getting near the climax of the situation, getting near the climax of this devil's kingdom, this devil's about to fill his belly. He's gonna be disappointed, of course, but things are gonna get tighter. Things are gonna get rougher. And just look at how this year started, or how this President Trump's presidency started. It's only been a week or two, and how many things have gone. How many things has he done? He already rounded up immigrants, sending them on planes everywhere. I was looking at another article. Laura will can do a lesson on it. Going into the I think it's USAID, basically the famine, the early warning, famine system that they have up, for around the world. Hey, they're doing away with that. So, hey, people aren't gonna know. They're gonna have to really know the signs of a famine. And if you've been paying attention to the apostles, elders on down of Great Millstone, hey, you should know, what the signs to look for certain situations. Whether it be the prophecies, famines, things to watch out for. And without that kind of system, they're not going to tell you that you're in a famine. They're already not telling you that you're in a famine. All the food recalls, all the the food recalls, the store shelves, predicted to be empty this year. The farmers' crops failing last year, meaning that less and less in the storehouses this year. So, anyway, slacking for rambling. But this is just a short time for this devil. So he knows he has a short time. So Operation Warp Speed. He's got to pick up the pace. And you know what? From just speaking as a man, but just from working on different things, this devil's gonna do a lot in a short period of time. But also, when you're rushing, you're gonna make a lot of mistakes. Just speaking as a man, because this devil, he's just a man, and he knows that he has a short period of time. He knows he has a short time, so he's gonna be rushing. He's trying to get this stuff done, and in the midst of doing that, he's gonna make a lot of mistakes. But just speaking as a man, that's not the point of the lesson. This is Revelation chapter 12 and verse 12. Therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. woe to the inhabitants of the earth. So everybody that dwells on this earth, and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath. And the devil is coming down on everybody, but particularly the Israelites, because he knoweth that he have but a short time, and he knows he has a short time, and he's trying to get this blessing back. He's trying to get his birthright back. He's got to implement the MOTB. He's got to finish his New World Order. He's got to try to, taking over Israel. He's got to say, aha, even the ancient places are in our possession. He's got to try to build that canal over there. And he's got a lot of stuff to do. But this is a quick YouTube video. This is only, imagine it's only maybe 2 or 3 minutes long. Going to the prisons, because this devil is going to be throwing a lot of Jake in prison, and a lot of Israelites. A lot of people that know they're Israelites. We're going to be, no telling where we're going to be. Prison, concentration camps. In the wilderness. Going from place to place. Who knows where we're going to be in these times to come? So here, this video is from NBC News. This is on YouTube. It says El Salvador offers to put American criminals in its mega prison. And one of the things, I paid attention. I didn't look too much, all detailed into it, but looking at how this prison has been in the news, for the past few years, and how they have this set up. So I'm gonna be quiet.
On Secretary of State Marco Rubio's tour of Latin America, a potentially unprecedented offer from the president of El Salvador.
He has agreed to accept for deportation any illegal alien in the United States who is a criminal from any nationality, be they MS-13 or Tren de Aragua, and house them in his jails.
President Nayib Bukele revealing more in a post on X, offering the U.S., quote, the opportunity to outsource part of its prison system in exchange for a fee. And it's not just for people who are in the U.S. illegally.
He has offered to house in his jails dangerous American criminals in custody in our country, including those of U.S. citizenship and legal residence. No country's ever made an offer of friendship such as this.
But that offer, especially to take U.S. citizens, raising major concerns.
It's a non-starter to talk about deporting U.S. citizens. It's point blank unlawful.
Unless someone has committed a crime abroad, extensive constitutional and legal protections exist to prevent that in most cases. And for citizens of other countries apprehended here, regulations are still in place.
They have to follow the very strict requirements Congress has laid out, which means an agreement between the U.S. and El Salvador, but also an absolute guarantee that those individuals will be safe in El Salvador from danger, persecution, and torture.
Rubio today acknowledging it's unclear if such an action would be legal.
Obviously, we'll have to study it on our end. There are obviously legalities involved. We have a constitution. We have all sorts of things, but it's a very generous offer.
That offer would put convicted criminals in President Bukele's notorious mega prison, known as the Terrorism Confinement Center. Built by Bukele to house alleged members of gangs that had once helped make El Salvador one of the most dangerous countries in the world. It has become a symbol of his crackdown on crime. That crackdown has swept up 80,000 people and enjoyed public support.
Los niños hoy van a las escuelas sin sus padres, caminan seguros, con la seguridad que van a regresar a sus casas y no van a ser secuestrados por los pandilleros.
That mega prison, the size of 7 football stadiums, with the capacity to hold 40,000 prisoners. Movements are tightly controlled. No mattresses are offered. Prisoners spend all but 30 minutes per day in packed cells. The State Department under President Biden called prison conditions in the country harsh and life-threatening. But President Trump tonight doubling down on his willingness to consider the offer.
It's no different than a prison system, except it would be a lot less expensive, and it would be a great deterrent. Send them to other countries. No, we'll have to find that out legally. I'm just saying, if we had the legal right to do it, I would do it in a heartbeat.
Ellison, we know there are at least 2 military flights that have transported migrants from the mainland U.S. to the naval base on Guantanamo Bay. We know that one of those...
It's like he just thought of a precept right here. Let me see right here, because he just said, if we had the legal right to do it, or if we were able to do it, we would do it in a heartbeat. Let me see here. Let's see here. This is Psalms 94, verse 20. Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by law? And this is Esau Edom. They're framing this. They're gonna figure out a way how to make this happen. You know, they're gonna figure out something. They gather themselves together against the soul of the righteous and condemn the innocent blood. So this is them. They're trying to find any way. Hey, get rid of these Israelites. Which, hey, a lot of them violent criminals, hey, they need to be getting rid of anyway. But hey, they're not just gonna put them to death. You know, they're just gonna put them in that prison and put them to work or whatever. You know, but that's just that unjust man. But Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai is my defense and my power is the rock of my refuge. So Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai is our defense. Let's see what else. This is Isaiah 29 and verse 21, that make a man an offender for a word, and lay a snare for him that reproveth in the gate, and turn aside the just for a thing of naught. So this is you see this being set up. You know, they're making a man an offender for a word. Ultimately they're looking to come after the Israelites, the prophets, get them off the street. And eventually the prophets aren't going to be on the street anymore. You know, you're not going to be able to find the word anymore. You know, after a certain point in time, there's going to be a famine of the word. You're not going to be able to find the prophets. You're not going to be able to search up YouTube videos. You're not going to be able to do any of that. You know, the scripture's going to be outlawed. And once that happens, you know, if you don't have Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai with you, you're going to be out there. I'm not going to look at the video anymore. That's pretty much it. You know, you know what? There was a little bit more. I'm sorry.
One of those military flights left Fort Bliss in Texas with 10 migrants aboard. Transported migrants from the mainland U.S. to the naval base on Guantanamo Bay. We know that one of those military flights left Fort Bliss in Texas with 10 migrants aboard. The White House is characterizing the migrants in question as, in their words, quote, the worst of the worst. In some ways, in some instances, characterizing them as gang members. However, we don't know for sure who these people are or what crimes exactly they have been accused or convicted of committing. And indeed, the reason this move is raising alarm among some advocates and others is because Guantanamo is known for its lack of transparency, lack of due process, lack of things such as access to counsel. However, the Trump administration has said that it intends to follow due process with the migrants it is detaining on Guantanamo Bay. Ellison?
David Noriega, thank you.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories.
But that's it. You know, they're saying, oh, they're taking people to Guantanamo, and they're known for, if you've been around, you know, I remember when I was younger hearing about Guantanamo, they would take people over there and they would be torturing them, and really you never hear from them again. You know, that's one of those places, like, hey, you go over there, you ain't coming, you most likely ain't coming back, you know, whether you die there or stay there forever. But this is from the BBC News, BBC.com. It says, could U.S. criminals be sent to El Salvador mega jail? And it's, you know, pretty much the same thing. It says U.S. Secretary U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio could not have been more complimentary about the deal he struck with the president of El Salvador on Monday. And this is, what's today? Wednesday? Yeah, this is only 2 days ago. The Trump administration's top diplomat appeared delighted yet stunned by the fact that the president, Nayib Bukele, should have agreed to the most unprecedented, extraordinary migratory agreement anywhere in the world. Bukele had offered to take in people deported from the U.S. regardless of their nationality, and house them in El Salvador's mega jail. We can send them, and he will put them in his jails. So they, look at what's being proposed. Hey, all your criminals, hey, your crime rates drops to, zero. All that, those talking points that Edomites talk about. Oh, black people, 13% of the population, 50% of the crime. Hey, guess what? You deport all the black people. Hey, no more crime. This is a paradise for Edomites. You leave the good ones, whatever they say. But, while that was already a win for President Donald Trump, those whose priority has been to speed up the removal of undocumented immigrants or undocumented migrants from the U.S., the real surprise came in part of the deal Rubio mentioned next. He has also offered to do the same for dangerous criminals currently in custody and serving their sentences in the U.S., even though they're citizens or legal residents, Rubio said. Salvadorian leader confirmed that he offered the United States of America the opportunity to outsource part of its prison system. He clarified that El Salvador would be willing to take in only convicted criminals, that his government would do so in exchange for a fee. So now they're saying, oh, convicted criminals, but they, what's to say that that's not going to change? Like, this is just the model. But you're seeing, anything in the draconian system, hey, you could be convicted for anything. And hey, just because, you might be like, oh, those are criminals. It's okay, they're criminals. It's like, what crime did he commit? Were you going to deport somebody for jaywalking? You're going to deport somebody for... having an ounce of weed on them. Like, what would determine them to be deported? But just speaking as a man, and they're U.S. citizens, so it's like he don't have any rights as a citizen. Like, the mega jail, also known as CCOT, short for Terrorism Confinement Center, has become emblematic of Bukele's iron fist approach to crime and punishment. So I had that word iron fist looked up. Iron fist meaning says, and I'm just using a quick Google definition, used in reference to the exercise of power in an oppressive or ruthless way. And you've seen in the video how they treat those prisoners. They got them all shirtless, all lined up, all huddled up. Putting them in the shackles, got them all in a cage, all together. About I think 146 prisoners all fit into one room. Got them all confined like that, just like I don't even think they like. I want to say like chickens. I don't know. I can't think of any animals that they really confine like that. But back to the article. It says the mega jail, also known as CCOT, short for Terrorism Confinement Center, has become emblematic of Bukele's iron fist approach to crime and punishment. The maximum security prison, one of the largest in Latin America, opened in January 2023 and can house 40,000 inmates according to government figures. And look at that, look at them all right there. Inmates are confined to windowless cells, sleep on bare metal bunk beds, and are constantly monitored by armed guards, some of whom watch over them atop the lattice ceiling. So they got people walking above them, looking at everything they're doing. Like, absolutely zero privacy. BBC News Mundo's Lear Ventas, who was allowed to take an official tour of the facility last year after the BBC had repeatedly asked for access, described how temperatures in the cells would reach 35 degrees Celsius. Now, I'm not going to do the conversion on that. El Salvador, imagine that's pretty humid country. I don't know. With access to the prison severely restricted and journalists only allowed on occasional and carefully choreographed official tours, The number of inmates per cell is not clear. Some rights groups put it at 80 prisoners, while others say it can go up to more than 150. Asked by our journalist what maximum capacity was, the prison's director responded, "Where you can fit 10 people, you can fit 20. Damn. So they really, piled up in there. Prisoners are locked up inside their cells 24 hours a day, except for 30 minutes of group exercise in a windowless corridor. The layout of the cell is no coincidence. Following a particularly bloody weekend in 2022, when more than 70 people were killed in the small Central American nation, President Bukele wrote on social media, "Message for the gangs: because of your actions, your homeboys will not be able to see a ray of sunshine." And that's damn. That is Iron Fist. When you look at that, it's a whole, just a warehouse. When you shit, that just looks like a warehouse, like anywhere. If you're thinking about the model, the model of the situation, any place they can turn into a prison like this. But anyway, that's all I'm going to read from the article. I'm going to get back into the scriptures. So this is Revelation chapter 13 and verse 11. "And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had 2 horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon." So this beast coming up is that revived Roman Empire, which is particularly here, America, because it has 2 horns. Both the Republicans and the Democrats, there's 2 horns on the same beast. They're trying to convince you, one way, going back to the plebeians and the patricians, one is for the rich, the other is for the poor, but they're a part of that same beast. And he spake as a dragon, going back to Draco, which I have next, meaning that it's draconian laws, meaning it's very harsh penalties and punishments, which, hey, if you know America, Babylon the Great, hey, this place has been very harsh, with its Jim Crow laws, with its different laws, after the Emancipation Proclamation, which just was a transfer of ownership, and then you had the 13th Amendment, which could, hey, you could be a slave again, but in prison. In other words, slavery would be legal again, but through the prison system. And you're already slaves here in Babylon the Great. I mean, you have to make money here. You have to work. You got to put yourself into servitude under a company, because you got bills to pay. You got medical bills. You got debts. You're born into debt here. So this is just a word for draconian. Quick Google definition. This is: draconian is an adjective that means extremely harsh, severe, or oppressive. And that one, he said Bukele was an iron fist. That's oppressive. Even the meaning of it meant oppressive. It's often used to describe laws or rules that are unfair or go beyond what is necessary. And draconian comes from the name Draco, an Athenian lawmaker who lived in the 7th century BC. Draco created a written code of law that standardized punishments for crimes. His code was known for its severity, even minor offenses punishable by death. So the point being in all this, what constitutes being a criminal? What makes somebody a criminal? Could anything, because even the minor offense, you could get sent wherever. And considering, what the men of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, what we're a part of, we're completely against this wicked kingdom, this wicked system. And we're completely opposed to Esau Edom. So we're looked at as seditionists, as rebels to him. We're saying that our Lord Yahushai, the Son of the Heavenly Father, is going to destroy this place, destroy this kingdom. We're saying destruction to this place, and that's fighting words to Esau Edom. So here are examples. A law that sentences someone to 10 years in prison for littering could be described as draconian. A government action that goes beyond what is right or necessary could be described as draconian. So synonyms: authoritarian, stringent. So yeah, that's this place here is only going to be violent, violent offenders. And then what? And then what? And then what? This is Daniel chapter 6 and verse 25, and this is, speaking of that revived Roman Empire, but this is also speaking of America, this little horn. So actually, I'll start at verse 24. And the 10 horns out of this kingdom, or 10 kings that shall arise, and another shall rise after them. He shall be diverse from the first, and he shall subdue 3 kings. So this was America, the different, and the other higher up it says horns, but these 3 kings were the British, the French, and the Spanish over here in America. These were those that were here first. And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and this devil is speaking all kinds of trash. He's speaking proudly, very proudly against Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High. So the point being here, he shall wear out the saints of the Most High through his different draconian laws, through constant harassment, through working us to death, through the food, through the air, through poisoning the minds, through his philosophies, through rap music, through everything. We're being worn out here, completely worn out. And think to change times and laws, and they shall be given into his hand until a time and times and the dividing of time. So I'm gonna look at this. Wear out the saints. This is H1080 Bala'ah, and it says to wear out, and it says to wear away, and then to harass constantly. So we're constantly being harassed here, constantly. The different things, we're being worn out. The laws are set up against us. The food is set up against us. Everything is set up against us here. If you want to live a lawful life here, according to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, trying to keep the Mosaic laws to the best of your ability, which you can't do. You can't keep all the laws. It's gonna harass you because everything is polluted. Everything has pork in it. You got to be around unclean people. When you think about the laws of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, they are very fair, and this man has things set up to be unfair. And you know what? I'll just keep reading. This is Daniel 7:26. But the judgment shall sit, and they shall take away his dominion to consume and destroy it, until the end. So this place is set to be destroyed, and it's set to be destroyed by thermonuclear fire, the ICBMs, those intercontinental ballistic missiles. And the kingdom and dominion and the greatness of the kingdom under the whole heaven shall be given to the people of the saints of the Most High. So it's going to be given to the Israelites, whose kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and all dominions shall serve and obey him. And it's going to be given to the Israelites, and who's going to take it? Yahushai. And all the nations on the earth are going to serve Yahushai. And when you're brought down, you're going to be brought down. You're going to be brought down so low that people aren't going to be able to. They're going to see you because you right now you're in such a high point. You got your technology, you got your weapons, you got all these things. You seem like a god on the earth. You changed history. You changed the times. You put up your images. Like civilization started with you. You talking all kinds of shit. But wait, when you're brought down, it's going to be beautiful because they're going to see you for what you really are. People are going to see you for what those that have woken up to the truth see you as. Who you really are. This is Isaiah chapter 14 and verse 6. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble and that did shake kingdoms? So is this the man that made the whole earth tremble, destroying everything, beating everything to powder? In Daniel 7, it describes that fourth beast, the Roman Empire, as having like great iron teeth and brass claws, meaning that it destroyed everything in its path with its military might. So now today, this man has laser weapons and nukes and all kinds of bombs, everything. Able to say like, I'm gonna put a tariff on you and make you bend to his will through his sheer just saying the word. That made the world as a wilderness. This man made the whole world a wilderness in a short period of time that he's been ruling. Here it is. There places that were once flourishing are waning, not producing any fruit. The animals gone extinct. The animals have gone other places. The water being polluted with microplastics and other kind of pollutants. To where they have signs up at the places where you go fishing that warning the not to eat the fish there because if the water is contaminated. And destroyed the cities thereof. This man has destroyed cities on top of cities. That open not the house of his prisoners. So this man, the Israelites, we're captives here under this man, and he refuses to let us go. All right, here it is. We've already served our time, and this man is constantly looking for ways to put us back into prison, to put us back into slavery. So that was the point. That made the world as a wilderness and destroyed not the cities thereof. That opened not the house of his prisoners. So this man, this is that man. Who's the majority of the prisoners that he has? It's the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. This is Jeremiah chapter 50 and verse 33. Thus saith Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together. So the northern and southern kingdom. The northern kingdom being the Latinos, the Native Americans, and the southern kingdom being the so-called Negroes. We're oppressed together. You try to, anybody that can't see, the low-level Israelites that know they're Israelites, but they can't see that, the Latinos and Native Americans are also Israelites. You can't see that we're oppressed together. That they went through hardships just as much as which I'm in the Northern Kingdom. I'm raised around, the so-called blacks or whatever, but I'm in the Northern Kingdom. So, it's a habit, because the having spending so much time around Jake, the so-called Negroes or whatever, they think I'm, a Negro, but they not even be able to tell, which actually a lot of them do. They're like, no, he can't be black or whatever. He's mixed, which they don't know. They have, and these curses are an identifier. These curses are a token. It's not about your skin color. It's not about this or that, whatever. These curses are an identifier. If your father was an Israelite, you're an Israelite. Your lineage goes back to Israel or forefather Jacob, and you're an Israelite. You identify with these curses, and guess what? You most likely an Israelite. You going through these curses yourself, guess what? It's an identifier. These curses are a sign. Thus saith Jeremiah chapter 50 and verse 33. Thus saith Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together. Say here, Babylon the Great were oppressed together. Even though Esau, Edom, he loves playing on divisions. You know, you light skinned, you dark skinned, you this, that, whatever. You speak Spanish, you got an accent, this, that, whatever. You got a different style. Hey, this devil loves playing on them divisions. But we were oppressed together. We are the same nation. We might be different tribes, whatever. But we go back to that same forefather. And all that took them captives held them fast and refused to let them go. So, hey, our captives. Hey, they refuse to let us go. Hey, what are they doing? Now they want to enslave us again with the MOTB. You know, they're looking for different ways to throw the naysayers, whoever in prison. They're doing all these kind of things, but they refuse to let us go. But I'm gonna continue. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 16 and verse 68. For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you. So you saw Edom, he's waiting. You know, you see these Edomites, you know, they're getting more bold. You see that one dude impersonating an ICE agent, you know, trying to get these other Jakes deported. You know, you see these Edomites raising up, getting bold, wearing their MAGA hats, you know, wearing their redneck shirts and all that kind of stuff. Hey, they're getting bold. You know, they're back. They're gonna make America great again. They're back. For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, and they hate you, Jakes. They hate you, Jakes. They hate you, Jakes. They hate you, criminals. They want to, even though they've stolen this land and they're hypocrites, they hate you, Jakes. They hate you. They want to get rid of you. For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, and they shall take away certain of you. Hey, some of us are going to be taken away, put in the concentration camps, thrown into prison, put in different places, and feed you, being idle, with things offered unto idols. So they're going to see if you take that MOTB. And they that consent unto them shall be had in derision and in reproach and trodden under foot. For there shall be in every place and in next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. So there's going to be a great insurrection, a great rising up. They're going to rise up against the Israelites. They're going to say, hey, we're the problem. They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. So they're going to be like madmen, sparing none. But the point is, some of us are going to be thrown into prison. This is Jacob's trouble. You know, we're preparing our minds and our spirits because we don't know where we're going to be, what kind of situation we're going to be in. But in all these situations, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai is protecting his people. In any situation that we're going to get into or be in, you got to believe that Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, you got to believe that Yahweh, first of all, lives up to his name, that he is. You know, and then Yahushai, that he is the salvation. He is our protector. You know, he's going to protect us. He's going to deliver us out of these situations. And then even if we got to die for Yahushai, I should say, even if we got to die for the witness of Yahushai, even in those situations, hey, guess what? Even if you got to die in Yahushai, you're still going to keep your crown. You're still going to be raised up from the dead. So this is Revelation chapter 2 and verse 10. And I'm going to close out with this. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. So fear none of the things that we're going to suffer. We know there's going to be all kinds of things. You know, we know there's people out there who want to kill us. Israelites want to kill us. Our own people want to kill us. Edomites want to kill us. You know, all kinds of weirdos, perverts. Hey, don't fear none of that. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison. So that devil is not the physical, it's not the spiritual demon, Satan. Because a spirit can't cast you into prison. A spirit can't throw you into prison, but this is the devil, a physical thing. Let's see here. G11228 says Diabolos, says prone to slander, slanderous, accusing falsely. Metaphor applied to a man who, by opposing the cause of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, may be said to act the part of the devil or to side with him. And this is Esau Edom. This is that devil. This is the physical devil. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison. And this is what the video was going into, the El Salvadorian prison, that mega prison. So, behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison that ye may be tried. So that if you get cast into prison, whatever the situation is, it's part of your trial. We know from Zechariah 13 and verse 8 and on 8 and 9, the elect are going to be tried. Even there's another one that says, I will make a man more precious than fine gold. And then even in Sirach, it says, prepare your heart for temptation, prepare your mind. Matter of fact, I know I was going to stop here, but let me. This is Sirach chapter 2 and verse 1. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul from temptation. So prepare. A temptation ain't just, looking at a cookie. Ooh, I want to eat that. Oh, I want to resist. Ooh. No, it's a fiery trial. It's temptation is like when you're trying a metal, you melt that metal down, you bring it back, you making sure that metal don't fail. Like gold being refined. It's purging the impurities out. It says, my son, if thou come to serve Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, prepare thy soul from temptation. Set thy heart aright and constantly endure, and make not haste in time of trouble. So set your heart upright. Set your mind upright. What you got to go through. What you got to do. Relying on Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. And constantly endure, because this is an endurance. Endurance and temptation, those go together. Matter of fact, this is endure from the Wiktionary.org. Enduro, to make hard. So we're making ourselves hard, for these times. Harden ourselves for these times. To be able to endure this, because not everybody's going to be able to do this. This is going to be something that only a small number is going to be able to do, and that's only through the will of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. It's not of your own will. If you make it through this, you make it through these trials, it was the will of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. This is the first one, intransitive. To continue or carry on despite obstacles or hardships, to persist. To tolerate or put up with something unpleasant, to last. To remain firm as under trial or suffering, to suffer patiently without yielding, to bear up under adversity, to hold out, to resist, survive, withstand, to suffer patiently. So, this is beautiful, because this is what in these coming times we gotta suffer all these things that are coming. We got to be able to handle it. We got to be able to harden ourselves to it. This is Ecclesiasticus or Sirach chapter 2 and verse 2. Set thy heart aright, constantly endure, make not haste in time of trouble, cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end. So cleave unto who? Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Cleave unto those names, Yahweh while Yahweh Shai, and don't depart away. Don't fall away. So back to this Revelation chapter 2 and verse 10. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. That could be, 10 days. It could be more. Be thou faithful unto death. So be faithful. Believe in Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, even if you got to die. And I will give thee a crown of life. So you're gonna, that's beautiful. You're gonna be ruling with Yahweh Shai. You're gonna receive that crown of life. You're gonna have an immortality. The laws put it within you, a new body. You're gonna be able to be of the first fruits, that first generation of the Israelites in the kingdom. This is gonna be beautiful. You're gonna see, you might even be able to take be there firsthand. Taking them heathen into slavery. It's very beautiful. But just looking at the signs, what's there? Look at what's coming what's coming. Look at how the times have changed in such a short period of time. This is only the fourth day in the new year, 2025. The fourth day in February 2025, I should say. And things, the world is changing just like that, and everything can change just like that. I remember being September 11th. I remember that from when I was a kid. I was like a teenager. Everything just changed right then. But Lord willing, this is edifying. I'm gonna give all praises to Yahweh, B'Hashem, Yahushai, B'Hashem, Rakachodash, and peace and blessings to the 144,000 and the rest of your elect. Shalom.